Hey guys, welcome back once again to Niagara Fire Corals. My name's Steve, and today we're going to go over some water testing. We'll test all the parameters on my full system here today, and we'll see where we're at. Stick with me. Okay, before we get started here, I just wanted to go over the test kits that I currently use on my system. They've been very accurate for me. I've had no issues with them. So let's jump right in. I start out with the HANA checkers. I use the ppm HANA checker for my nitrates, and your reagent you would use for that would be the HI 782.0. Then I also use the parts per million PO4 or your phosphates checker from HANA, and the reagents for that would be the HI 713-0. So these are the two HANA checkers that I currently use. Besides that, I'm using the Celifert alkalinity, calcium, and magnesium. The way I do my testing, and it's going to be hard for me to show you on this video just because I don't normally test here, but I'm going to for the sake of this video. But I'd normally do my nitrate checker first. It takes 7 minutes to complete the test. During that 7 minutes, I would also do my PO4 checker. Usually by the time I have this one started, they're pretty close to that 3 minutes it takes for this one to complete. They're pretty close in time. During that last 3 minutes when these two are finishing off, I usually knock off the alkalinity test as well. So in the first 7 minutes from when I start this one, I actually complete this one, the PO4, and the alkalinity, and then I finish off with the calcium and magnesium. So I'm gonna go get the things I need to do the testing here to show you guys how I go about doing it, and I'll be right back. Okay, before we get started, I just wanted to point out one thing. Anytime you're using these HANA kits, these glass vials are what you use inside of them. You do not want to touch the glass on these. You leave fingerprints on the glass very easily, and it will affect your test results. So make sure you always use a rag, like a lint-free rag. I don't personally like using paper towels because I find it leaves particles on the glass. But just don't touch it with your bare hands. It will affect your test results. So I'm gonna go get the vials clean, rinse them out. I like to rinse them out 2-3 times before I put my test water in, and then we'll get going on these tests. All right, so I've cleaned this vial, and I've got nice fresh water in there. I'm gonna see if I can do this behind the camera. It's not going to be easy, but I like to flick this, get all the reagent to the one corner, and you're going to want to cut on the line. Doesn't have to be perfect. Open this corner up, get all your reagent down so it's all together. Now I'm grabbing it where the threads are there. I'm not grabbing the actual vial that'll be inside. I'm gonna put a rag around it. So now I'm not holding the glass at all. And then you pour your reagent in. That's it, everything's gone in. And then you gotta shake it up really well for a minute or two. Okay, so we're gonna get this high range nitrate test started up. This is just your control water. It's just plain water from the tank. So you start by just turning it on. It'll come up C1. C1, you put your control water in, close it. It'll take a second or two. When you see C2 come up, like that, that's when you put your test water in, the one that has the reagent. You put that in, You press and hold the button until you see 7 minutes come up. There you go. Okay, and now we're going to let that do its thing, and we're going to move on. We're going to start doing the PO4 or the phosphate test. Okay guys, so it's exactly the same steps as it was for the high range nitrate kit. This one here is my control water. This one here has the reagent in it. So you're just gonna, same thing, turn the unit on, C1 comes up, put your control water in. You can see it comes up C2. At that point, you put in your reagent, press and hold, and 3 minutes. Now, I probably shouldn't move these, but I'm gonna, just for the sake of showing you, look at this. This is what I was talking about. Okay, so they're both doing their thing. And while they're finishing up that last 3 minutes, that's when I would also get this alkalinity test done. So we'll get going on that one now. All right, so here we go, alkalinity test. So you're gonna wanna pull 4 mil into the vial. It's exactly 4 mils there. You wanna put 4 drops of this in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can see, I've already drawn exactly 1 mil into the syringe. And you just put this in dropwise until it goes red or pink. I know that you can, and some people do, you know, put 70 or 80% of it in right away. I just don't do that. I do it dropwise right from the very beginning. So you can see it's starting to try to want to change there. It's purple. It's red, but it's not quite there. It's going to need 1 more. There we go. That's it. And the reading on here, if you can see, we're at 45, which I believe is 8.3, but we can have a look on the chart here. Let's see, I don't know if I can get this in for you guys to see. 44 and 46 is 8.9, 8.6, or sorry, 8.6 and 8.3. We're at 45, so we're like 8.4. Okay, so that's our alkalinity test, and as you can see, these 2 tests have just finished, and there's our readings on our PO4 and our nitrates. So I'm at 0.08 on my PO4 and 8.7 on my nitrates. That's right in where I like to keep it. My nitrates are a little bit low. I usually like them around 10. But I like my PO4 between, you know, 0.03 at its very, very lowest and 1. So 0.08, I'm happy with that. And we're gonna move on now, and we'll do the calcium and the the calcium and magnesium tests, and we'll see where we're at with those. Okay, so we're gonna get going now on the calcium test kit. Same thing. This one here, it requires 2 mils drawn up into the syringe of tank water. Put that in there. Need 1 scoop. 1 scoop of the CA1. We'll get that in. A nice level scoop there. And I've already drawn 1 ml of the reagent up into the syringe. Now this particular test, it does say to just put in all the way down to 0.04, which is there. It'll go pink. And now you'll start adding it dropwise until it changes back to blue. So that's what we're doing now. Now I test my alkalinity and my nitrates, phosphates weekly. Alkalinity sometimes numerous times a week, and my magnesium, I don't overly worry about that too much. I test it like once every 2 weeks, sometimes even a month. So there we are, it's gone blue now. And we are at, let's have a look here. My eyes aren't the greatest. I would say that's 7. Can you guys see that on the video there? I can't get it to focus. Sorry guys, but it's at like 7. So looking on here, 8 is 460, 6 is 470, so I'm probably 465. Yeah, 465 would be my calcium right now. Okay, so that's the calcium test kit, and last but not least is the magnesium. I'll get this one set up, and we'll do this one next. All right, so our last test that we're gonna do here is the magnesium test. This one here is, again, just like the calcium, 2 mils of tank water into the vial. And after that, it's asking for the MG1. And you're gonna put 5 drops of this in the vial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And after that, the MG2, which is the powder again, you're gonna put 1 scoop of that in. Okay, level scoop of this. We're gonna put this into the vial. Want you to swirl for 10 seconds. And then the reagent, again, they're all the same. 1 mil into your syringe, and you start adding it dropwise until the liquid in the vial turns blue. After we complete this test, we'll talk a little bit about the results, and we'll go from there. I know I'm usually around 1300, so we'll see where we're at today. I always test at the same time. Now, I'm not going to say the exact same time, but I always test in the morning. If you test in the evening and then you test in the morning, you'll get different results. So when you guys are testing, just make sure that you test, you know, if you test in the morning all the time. All right, so there we are. It's gone nice blue now. And our results, again, you guys probably aren't going to be able to see it. Oh, you can actually this time. We are at 13, I'd say. So looking on here, between 14 and 12. So 12 being 1320 and 14 being 1290. I'm sitting at about 1300, which is exactly where I expected to be. Okay guys, so that's the magnesium test kit. We'll discuss my results here in a second, and let me know what test kits you guys are using, and you know what your parameters are at, what you guys like to run your system at. I'm quite happy with these results that I'm getting here. You know, I know some people are going to tell me my calcium's a little high because they suggest 350 to 450. I'm not too overly concerned about it. My nitrates, I'll dose a little bit of nitrates to the tank, and I'll get that back up to 10, or I'll feed a little heavier. And my phosphates I was happy with at 0.08. So yeah, guys, that's where I'm sitting here at Niagara Fire Corals. That's where my system's at, and you know, I'm good with those results. All right, so for my record keeping of all my testing that I do, I use my Apex. So this is my Apex open now. You just go into this little beaker here, and you can add all your test results. So I wrote them down as we did them. Here's my alkalinity. So it's as simple as going over here, and you want to add a test result. So this is my alkalinity. My reading was 45. So as you can see, it's going to be 8.5. And you just say okay. Now there it is, it just charted it. So the last time I did it, it was 8.3, it's 8.5, and that's it. And I go through and I do that for each and every one of them. So this is the magnesium. Do the same thing. We can go in here. I believe the magnesium was 13. So it's 1305 ppm. Just say okay. And there it is, it's been charted. You can just scroll down to the next one, nitrates. You remember nitrates was 8.7, which is actually the last time I tested it was 7.5. So I have been feeding a little heavier, and I have been dosing nitrates because I was trying to get that back up to 10. So as you can see, we're on our way to where we want to be. Phosphates 0.08, and same thing, phosphates are a little higher than where they were last time. Last time I measured, they were at 0.5, and now they're at 0.8, which I'm perfectly okay with that. And that's it, guys. So that's how I keep track of where my measurements are from week to week, and I can keep track of what's going on with the tank. All right, guys, so that's it. Took a total of about 10 minutes to do all the tests for my system. It's not worth it to not do your testing. Like I said, you should be doing it at a minimum once a week. Could save your tank one day. So I'm going to leave this video here. Let me know in the comments below what kind of readings you guys are getting and what test kits you're using. I'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Take care and happy reefing.